name's Dolly Daniels. I moved back to my native West Cumbria some 13 years ago. I had the concept initially of a small arts festival with my late friend Jan McTaggart when we were discussing Percy Kelly and Norman Nicholson. And we were delighted to find out they'd met at the settlement in Maryport in the 1950s. And over a glass of wine or two, we said, why doesn't somebody do a festival celebrating that? And when we looked around the room, there wasn't actually anybody else. So Jan and I rolled our sleeves up and set to and organised a 4-day festival. We included local schools, we had speakers, we borrowed original artworks of Percy Kelly, and to our amazement, people came not just from Cumbria, but from Scotland and from Norfolk, a couple who had bought the cottage Percy Kelly lived in. So emboldened by that success, we went on with a third friend, Linda Wyatt, to stage another 4-day event, over here, over there. We were exploring the benefits of two-way migration to and from Maryport, and we picked out a number of Victorian big cheeses who either moved here and made a success or left here and went to Australia, Canada, Japan. Again, we involved local schools, we borrowed original artworks, and tremendous response. Our third event was the UK's first black policeman. We were arranging a number of book talks at the settlement, one of which was Ray Greenhow, a retired Cumbrian police officer, and his research found that John Kent, son of a former slave of the Senhouse family, had worked in Maryport in 1837 and was officially the UK's first black policeman. We engaged Maryport Town Council to provide a blue plaque and staged a 1-day event involving local community figures and, again, local schools. On the back of that, we went on to our 4th festival. Sadly, our friend Jan passed away, but Linda and I decided to press on. And I'd been reading an autobiography of Bill Peascod, having discovered he was a Maryport miner. My dad was a West Cumbrian miner. I was really engaged with finding out more about him. On a visit to Australia to my son, I went to Wollongong, where Bill had emigrated, looked at some of his artworks there, came back and press-ganged Linda into having a centenary celebration for Peascod. So again, we put together a 4-day programme with speakers, original artworks, and of course the pandemic hit, and that was put on hold and mothballed. We couldn't envisage rerunning that festival, it just felt too much of a stretch. But with all the work and all the potential, we couldn't let it go. So we approached Steve Wharton, who'd worked with us on previous festivals. Linda and I had our research, we passed all that on to Steve with contacts of people we'd got to take part, and we sat in as executive producers and let Steve and his team get the creative lead. And we were absolutely thrilled. The blue plaque for Bill Peascod was launched in Maryport with his daughter Emma, an internationally renowned artist. And following the blue plaque, we then had the world premiere of the Peascod film At Home in Steep Places here in Maryport. The film's gone online and we're delighted it's been nominated for a number of awards around the world, and we feel this will run and run. It's a lasting legacy of an amazing Maryport man.
Arise from the night shift, time to quit the pit. Cycle east in a wander, on a journey after dawn. High upon the eagle at the last belay. The war, the blood, the cold dust has seemed to haul a world away.